Big stories we're following for you now. Gunshots have reportedly been heard on Egypt's Tahrir Square as scuffles erupted between supporters of President Morsi and those disillusioned with his leadership. And what's being dubbed Accountability Friday has become the most violent protest the country's seen since he came to power just over 100 days ago now. Let's get up to speed on this and go live to Cairo-based journalist Belle True. Belle, hi there. What exactly sparked these clashes? How bad were they?
Well, as you can probably see behind me, there's thousands still on Tahrir in these clashes. What happened was there were two protests organised today, one by the liberal forces who were complaining against Morsi's last 100 days, this plan that he said that he'd be able to achieve significant change for key social issues in Egypt, and also against the Constituent Assembly who are currently drafting Egypt's national charter, which is being drafted in quite an Islamist way. So we had the liberals who were here to protest against that. At the same time, the Brotherhood came down. There was an organised protest from the Brotherhood and the Brotherhood's political party, the FJP, the Freedom and Justice Party, against a recent ruling acquitting 25 people who were involved or reportedly involved in the Battle of the Camel, one of the bloodiest battles of the 18 days last year. So what we had really was liberals and Islamists, in particular pro-Brotherhood supporters, meeting on Tahrir, which then erupted in clashes this afternoon. The clashes continue on Mohamed Morsi Street, which is where we've seen many clashes before in November and December, in Tal Street, and just behind me, as you can see by the museum. I personally witnessed a lot of rock throwing, several very heavy head injuries, Molotov throwing. We have heard gunshots, although I can't confirm that myself, as I wasn't able to see that. Right now, there are small fires by the museum caused by the throwing of Molotovs and fireworks, and I'm not really sure this is going to end anytime soon, particularly as there's been no police presence whatsoever, even though in Morsi's 100-day plan he did say that he would up the security in the country and reassured people that they wouldn't see scenes like this, which is what we're witnessing right now.
Well, the background to this, some human rights activists are expressing alarm at what they say is the growing Islamisation of the country during the early stages of Morsi's leadership. What evidence are they using for that? How are they presenting those worries?
Well, I mean, what we saw recently was the supreme guide of the Muslim Brotherhood, who's the highest force in the Muslim Brotherhood, who, of course, the organisation that President hails from. He made quite a contentious statement recently calling for jihad, or holy war, on Jerusalem to wrestle it away from the Jewish population and give it back to the Muslims. This is a very contentious statement made. Morsi himself, the president, hasn't affirmed it or distanced himself from the statement. That, of course, has sparked many fears. In addition, which is one of the reasons why liberals came to the square today, we're seeing a massive Islamisation of the Constitution, which is obviously key at the moment. Key articles in the Constitution, like Article 2 and Article 36, relating to the Egyptian Penal Code and also relating to women's rights, are really seeing a lot of Islamisation, in that people are saying that the Egyptian law should not just derive from Islamic Sharia, but actually follow Islamic Sharia. These are one of the ongoing battles within the Constituent Assembly. And also, on top of that, women's rights are really suffering. In this draft Article 36, they're saying women are actually under the ruling of Islamic jurisprudence, which is very strong. In addition, they have to reconcile their domestic responsibilities with their other sides of their life, basically implying that women have to have the home come first, which obviously this article is not written about men. So, in addition, there hasn't been any articles banning torture by the police in particular, which is an endemic problem that many rights groups have been writing about recently. So there's a lot of fears that there's a kind of Islamisation of the Constitution, as well as what we're seeing from the Muslim Brotherhood's leadership. And in addition, in a grassroots level, recently two Coptic children were detained for almost a week for allegedly desecrating a Quran. And they were minors. They were a 9-year-old and a 10-year-old who were supposedly illiterate, so weren't even sure what they were doing. So basically what we're seeing is, on a grassroots level, on a national level, and a political level, quite a heavy Islamisation of Egypt.
Belle True, thanks for that. Keeping a close eye on what's happening over your shoulder there on Tahrir Square throughout the night with your help. Cairo-based journalist Belle True, live from the Egyptian capital. Thank you.